Excel, or I can send it out with part of the premium package when I send out the response graph and the phase graph. Not the phase graph, the impedance graph. So it's a combination of several, what's the word I'm looking for, integrated systems that I use to arrive at the results I do. And as from what I've used of all the different pieces of software, the system that I use seems to offer the most accurate results. Whenever I design something for a specific vehicle and I measure it at the target location, the RTA is pretty much dead on every time, and so is the impedance whenever I clamp it.
I definitely have to stand up for that. A lot of people, you get some customers that come back and say that, you know, that damn Pete design, it didn't do this or didn't do that, and those are always the ones that I damn sure didn't touch. If I built it and put it in the car exactly the way that we designed it to be, and Pete mapped this thing out, you know, where exactly it's got to be, where the woofer's got to be, everything about it. I'm going to do it exact, period. And when we build it, it does exact. I don't have any customers that come back to me and say that it didn't do exactly what they wanted and or way over what they were wanting.
Number one thing, air leaks. Not just in the vehicle, but in the enclosure itself. Air leaks.
Air leaks are huge, and you can build the enclosure perfectly, but he can't model what he doesn't know about the vehicle. If that car, and it could be brand new off the damn showroom floor, and Billy the welding machine up in Detroit didn't hit two spots, or they were cold welds, and zap two joints are now not connected or not rigid, and then instantly those things are blown apart. Well, those two pieces translate to panel flex on that one side, and if that isn't modeled in the system, it will have an effect. One case in point was a customer with a Cougar.
Oh, that one.
Yes, has a Cougar.
Yeah, the one that we talked about in the other video.
Was it the Q&A also on that one?
No, that was a trip to Phoenix to Unique Customs or something.
This guy, he had the vehicle had a huge tear in it. We'll get there in a second. The key was when we went into the vehicle, and he came back to me after building it, after we built it. Yeah, we built it for him, and then put it in the car and in the exact location it's supposed to be. And he comes back, the next day or 2 days later or something like that, and says, "Man, it's just not performing. It's just not doing what I wanted to do." And then of course I had to wonder, did we define his needs the best? Because a lot of people, same with me, terminology escapes me whenever I'm put on the spot. And if you're asking,
what does it mean when you want SQ?
What do you want? What is SQ? Oh my God, that's the worst one. When people say SPL, also it's the same thing. They're two totally opposite things on the chart, and you find out that both of them are dancing in the middle. What they really want.
I always have to ask people: do you want high SPL or do you want it to sound loud? And people say, "Well, is it the same?" No, it's not
the same thing. And the same thing with SQ. Most people think that SQ means that it has it actually hits on the bottom end, has extension. Hell, I got the primary thing for that, the Scion. The Scion has extension from hell. I mean, the thing goes down there well into the 20s, and it was modeled to beat your ass to sleep at 30 hertz on the dot. And I had somebody say that they loved the SQ of the Scion. And the Scion, I think it was on one of my YouTube videos or whatnot, and they said they loved the SQ of the Scion. The Scion was not, the subsystem was most definitely not based around SQ. It was based on knocking the teeth out of your face for a single 10-inch woofer. At 30 hertz, where a lot of Gorilla Zoe stuff kind of hangs out at. So we use that one song, Echo and whatnot, and it will damn sure rip you open. And you go to the back of it and pop the back and show people it's a 10. There's nobody coming in there, just going, "Oh, it's got to be a 10," or definitely nobody saying it's an 8. So, that was it, I guess, on that, right?
Yeah, I think that was it.
Anyway, that one customer ended up having a tear in the rear seal, but the key was I went back to Pete, and he says, "All right, I want you to sit here. I want you to place your head here. I want you to place your head here. I want you to play these three frequencies." We started playing those things, and that would let him know where the phase was going to be or whatnot, and where it was at in that point of the vehicle, and what I was realizing by ear. And I gave that information back to him. He said, "Based on your input, there is a major loss of pressure to the right of the enclosure behind it." So it would be like a torn seal, or it's a blown out taillight or something like that. it was amazing. I mean, literally, this was the epiphany for me right away. When I went back there and looked, I went over to this guy's house, and I kneeled down the back. It was kind of at nighttime, and his garage was lit up, and through the windshield, the light came right through, right between the seats, and right there at the hatch where there's a blown-out seal. The seal blowout was about 7 inches wide, and so what we did is we sat on the tailgate, basically just smushed that seal flat, and the car came to life exactly where it was. And it was, you know, already the customer had this idea that, well, these PWK design bullshit, you know, I'm not going to do this. And in that case, it's much easier for me to just not use
The biggest problem also is that the one person who has a negative experience will voice himself 10 times louder than 10 people or 100 people who had a good experience. I mean, if somebody's happy, they're happy, they leave it at that. They might post some pictures on the forum, they say how much they like it, and that's about it. But if somebody's unhappy, you'll never hear the end of it. And so this feedback tends to be very disproportional.
And you can have a mess up in the enclosure. That is very often. I did it, let's see, a cousin has a, what was it? He had a vented enclosure. He did a 2512 on the back of a Jeep Liberty. And, the thing had air leaks, whatever, and they whoever built it for him, whatever, carpeted it, and then could not see any of this stuff. Well, he went back there. You know, this was a couple months later. Everybody else has already shit their pants that this thing is a single 12, and you know, but one guy's out there with like 4 12s or some shit, you know, kind of talking crap, and he's, man, I got to be able to beat this guy. And I said, man, we got to revisit this thing. So he goes back to it, and he sees puffing at the joints in the carpet. And it's like, oh, are you kidding me? I mean, seriously, man. Go in here, slam a bunch of glue in that thing, let it dry. Give it 24 hours. And he did. And he comes, I mean, right after that, oh my effing God, you know, I can't believe this thing is way louder, blah, blah, blah. I went back to my friends, and, you know, now everybody's all hyped up about it and whatnot.
The problems aren't even limited to that, because I'm sure there's going to be somebody out there, well, I built my box perfectly to spec and everything.
And my car is more rigid than Alan Dante's.
Yeah, there's a lot of issues. In some cases, it can be as simple as the phase setting on the amplifier. It can be as simple as not allowing certain frequencies to overlap with your front stage. You know, sometimes it's as simple as moving the enclosure back or off to one side a little bit. It could be a lot. I mean, there's so many factors. I'm just spitting up, you know, seemingly random examples, but there's so many different factors. Now, see, that right there tells me that, yes, please drag behind me. Yep. I invite you to. In fact, slow down a little bit so I can get right here in front of you and provide a low-pressure system for you to take advantage of in your tiny little CRS.
I'm so sorry, guys. My dick got in the way again. Alrighty, reposition this baby. Let's see. P-Dub. By the way, Steve, did you ever get that 6th order band pass for the Camaro done? It was looking awfully badass. And thanks for the studio monitors, Steve. They sound almost as good as your customer service kicks ass. Glad you're the one that's received my phone calls. Let's see. No, we have not finished that 69 Camaro. The box is done, except for the seal and the tapping and then bolting on that top plate. Because we double sectioned that top, or double layered the top, and made a section that fits down over it that actually has the round port in it.
One of my designs?
Yeah, the 6th order.
Which 6th order were you talking about before then? The one that you did get to hear.
Oh, I heard that same one. That was the one for the DC, whatever you call it. The DC Camaro.
Okay.
Josh Kalis' car. This is literally at the exact same time we were talking about that. This customer comes up with a 69 Camaro, and I'm like, son of a bitch. And so, well, I'm going to do something larger because I can do this. And find out, of course, that the guy is installing a roll cage. We get the roll cage, and damn if it doesn't look like an identical friggin' twin to Josh Kalis' car. So right on the spot, I was like, okay, well, I guess this right here is exactly what the guy's wanting. He started naming the sound quality kind of a thing, the bandwidth that he's wanting. All right, fuck it, I'm going to build this thing for this, 1508s. That's the one that you see on the thing. Otherwise, you're looking on the website, and you'll see Josh Kalis / Excessive Audio, Derek at Excessive Audio, that built and shows a few pictures, maybe 2 or 3 pictures of that box before it went in, and then the final thing, which you can't even see the enclosure, you just see like the flare of the port through the rear deck with the multiple Fords in it. That car definitely has performance, you know, but I wouldn't say it's the pinnacle. I mean, it's nowhere near the pinnacle of what the 8s can do. It was the bare minimum volume that Pete could even work with.
I wasn't even happy with the fact that I was given so little room to work with. We pulled it off.
Yes, it did very well. And Josh loves it. I mean, that's the goal. I mean, Josh loves this thing. So let's see here. So no, in instance in case the 6th order is not finished.